Okay, everyone, so I'm down here just, lifting some weights. And I'm hearing this weird sound coming from this tank, this banging noise. And you see we have the Orinoco back here. He's back there making some banging noise, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I'm looking, can't see anything. And look. Right there is the Pleco that I rescued. Okay, my camera just cut off on me right in the heat of the moment. But the Pleco was down there, and this big guy just dove on top of him and swallowed him. That is the same Pleco I made a video a couple of weeks ago. I definitely won't be able to catch him without... Oh, we got him. Look at this. A couple of weeks ago, I rescued that Pleco from this here filtration system. He was living in here for several months. He survived. I put him into this aquarium. He must have swum up that output through this PVC. And these two tanks are connected, so they share the same water. He swam all the way across. Maybe he went, I guess the force coming up is too strong for him to go down. So he kept going across, and he came down in here. I hear this banging. He must have been inside the PVC, and the pigeye bass was banging it, trying to get him out. Eventually he came out. By the time he got over there, my camera cut off, but this big guy right here swallowed him, and that's crazy. So today I have a couple of things I want to show you guys in this video. First off, I want to come over here and toss a little bit of food in the tank, get a feeding frenzy started, because I want to show you guys one of these fish. So we got that in there. Then I also have some fish, and this is smelt, so I just put that in there, put another piece in there, and it's going to sink to the bottom. And look at this. Where did this catfish come from? Look at him. He's about 8 to 9 inches. The last time I showed you guys that shovel-nosed cat, I don't even remember the last time I showed you it. This guy was always hiding, and now he's the biggest catfish that I own. So I'm definitely a surprise, and I wanted to give more video of him. And this guy eats like crazy, so I gave him the one piece, and let me just break off a few more. So now you saw that in my last video I had to move a lot of fish around. Since moving that, of course, things are changed, especially with the hierarchy. I was expecting this big fish to become the most dominant, this Cichlid ocellaris peacock bass, because he is the biggest fish at about 16 inches. But that's definitely not the case. The Oscar is now the dominant fish. He's only about 10 inches, but somehow he's managed to take control of this entire aquarium. Guess it's not too much of a bad thing, because the Oscar isn't that aggressive. And if this guy was tank boss, maybe he would be too aggressive towards the other peacock bass in this aquarium. Besides that, I'm loving the jaguar in this tank. She definitely fits in very well. And the thing is, when these fish came in this tank, they definitely got a little bit more bolder. Upstairs, if I stuck my hand in the tank, they all ran from me. Right now, if I come and just stick my hand into the tank, look at the jaguar. Minimum reaction. She moved, but upstairs she went as far away as possible. Right now she's just watching to see if I offer food. So somehow this bigger tank is making these fish bolder. Sadly, it made the red devil too bold, which is why I had to make these changes in the first place. But yeah, other than that, I've seen a change in personality with this peacock bass. I think that when I added these tilapia, he wanted to eat them, but they were too big, so that just I don't know, it confused him or something, because he doesn't eat pellets. And he doesn't really like eating the raw shrimp, not the raw shrimp, the raw fish. Instead, he looks at the tilapia, he swims around, he measures them, he obviously can't eat them, and then he comes and he just stares at the fish in that tank. I did test it out. I did offer him a feeder, and he took that without hesitation. You saw earlier, he took that Bristol's Pleco, so he wants to eat live fish. And somehow his mind got reversed, and he no longer wants the food that he went crazy for before. So I have to figure out what's happening with that. Other than that, these tilapia fit in very well. I thought that this one was a male because he had that different coloration, but she's actually holding eggs in her mouth, so she's definitely not a male. But yeah, that's that tank. I don't want to spend too much time, but everyone's adjusting to the changes. And this tank over here, I no longer have the bala sharks in here. The main reason is because I have my tinfoil barbs upstairs, and I thought that they would look good with them, but also this dove was getting a little bit too aggressive towards them. This little guy is about 3.5 inches, and he already has 2 little daggers. He has teeth in his mouth. I would like to show them to you, but the zoom in his camera sucks. So yeah, you're not gonna see anything. But yeah, he's in here growing teeth, so it could be pretty scary as he gets a little bit bigger. But for now, he's in here. The Mayan cichlid definitely producing a lot of color. I don't know why people don't talk about the Mayans that much, because they definitely are some very gorgeous fish. I bought some convicts. I have two males. I bought two males because I originally had the albino pair or the pink pair over here, and I had this female and another female, so I just bought two regular males to go with them. But yeah, not much change other than me taking away the bottle sharks to have my female jaguar. She was with the male. They spawned. Someone ate the fry. I'm not sure if the parents ate them or if the snails and thing ate them, but the fry disappeared. The male got mad at the female, beat her up, so I put her in there. The male is upstairs. You'll see that later on. And besides that, I have plants that I'm trying to grow immersed. Now they're all dried and crispy, but if you look carefully, I already have new growth. So pretty soon I'm going to have some nice immersed plants. And that's all in preparation of my new build. With my new tank, I want to have immersed plants. Look at the dogs. I want to have immersed plants all around my new aquarium. So I'm going to try and take all these plants out and start growing them immersed. From there, we come over here. And not much change. One thing I will say is that these roots grew almost overnight. I honestly don't remember these roots being here a couple of days ago. So they are starting to grow very fast, and I like it. Before, when I had the tinfoil barbs, I had the long roots. I had to cut them because they were taking away too much space. But now that I only have cichlids, I think that they will appreciate the roots for cover. No doubt the roots are providing some nice filtration, and I like the look of it. Besides that, with the fish, they're still very shy. This is just a shy aquarium. But we have some awesome fish in here. Cuban cichlid, and a few other, the red Texas, a few other fish that have a lot of potential. Eventually, once I get my bigger tank, I want to get all the fish in this aquarium, my tinfoil bars, my bottle sharks, all of them are going to go into that tank. So that definitely will be pretty cool to see. Now this tank used to have my jaguar pair. Right now I just have one fish, and you guessed it, a little peacock bass. This is a wild caught Temensis peacock bass. I didn't know it was wild caught until after I bought it. If I knew it was wild caught, I probably would not have bought it, because wild caughts definitely have a harder time adjusting to aquarium life, not just when it comes to being used to being stuck inside a glass box, but also to the diet. I would like to get them on pellets, but you know, that's going to be much harder with the wild caught fish. This is bigger than what I normally buy. Normally I buy them very tiny. This guy's about 5 inches. So yeah, he's in there. And then with him being wild caught on such a natural diet, I gotta have feeders. So I have some feeders in there, trying to get them clean because they came from the pet store. Most of them died, so you know they're in terrible condition. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of rocks in there, and I have some mosquito fish that I'm going to get, and I'm going to be breeding my own feeders so that at least I know that they're not as bad as the ones from the pet store, because I bought like 20 of them, and now all I have is like 5 of them. So yeah, changes. And then we just have this 210-gallon aquarium. So I already had the tinfoil barbs up here. I added the bottle sharks because I thought that they definitely would appreciate the schooling of the tinfoil barbs. And now that I have the tinfoil barbs, the bottle sharks, and silver dollars, it's definitely a very awesome school. But this is temporal because these tinfoil barbs will get pretty large. So in the future, I plan to put them in my 350 once I get my new tank. But yeah, for now, they're in here. The red devil, he's back there. He's definitely a different fish in this aquarium. He definitely doesn't like being in this tank. He stays pretty much back there. If he comes out, you'll even notice that his nuchal hump went down, and that's because he's just depressed in this aquarium. But I'd rather have him depressed and hiding rather than going crazy killing fish. So he's down there, and he pretty much stays back there. He chases some fish out of that little section. He dug out to the bottom. If we look underneath, you can kind of see that's this little section. So he stays right there, and he's pretty much inactive. It's only been about 2 weeks, but still very inactive in that one spot. So being that he's inactive, look at these guys. They're ready to eat, and it's just very, very awesome. Definitely, this is now my favorite tank, this 210, because of this activity. But yeah, being that he's not active, this Jack Dempsey stepped up, and he's pretty much the alpha male in an aquarium. Of course, he's not more dominant than the red devil, but being that the red devil is always hiding, this guy is taking charge, and he's definitely colored up pretty nicely. He also has a bigger appetite. He's very aggressive towards the female. I told you guys a little while back they broke up, and he's definitely more aggressive towards her. But in this large aquarium with so many fish, it's not too stressful on her. Also have some convicts. I had these albino convicts, not albino, but pink convicts, and I decided let me get some more males. So I went and bought me a regular male, 2 regular males. I have this one up here. Decided to put him in this aquarium because I was referring to Andy Woods. He has a YouTube channel with a big chancho and some convicts. I thought that was awesome. So I was going to try to put a convict pair and let them breed. The idea would be nice to have the small convicts with these larger fish, but I don't think that they're going to breed because there's just so many other fish that will interrupt with their breeding, like the Jack Dempsey. And I also have my male jaguar. I had them breeding in 55, but the fry didn't survive, like I told you guys. So yeah, he's up here. He's still pretty shy. He's only been in an aquarium for about a week, so he still needs to come along. But he's swimming with the school, so that's awesome. And besides that, my bitcher is a lot more active. Swims a lot, being that I have so much activity. I see my Raphael catfish a lot more. I'm not sure where he's at right now. And I also have some peacocks in this tank. I had them downstairs, but I think they'll do better in a tank with other fish, and I think I have a better chance of getting them to eat pellets. So these guys are very tiny. They're about 3, maybe 3.5 inches. Right there is a Cicla Azul, like the one that I lost. And over here is a Cicla Mileni, if I said that right. But yeah, those 2 little guys growing up. And once again, this right now is currently my favorite aquarium. Eventually, I will have to make some changes, but for now, I'm definitely loving this tank. The Red Devil, he could be a little bit more active, but as long as he's not killing fish, I'm not worried. Now, when it comes to the actual build of my new aquarium, it will be postponed a little bit. Originally, I wanted to start building in December, but now I have some complications at work, so not as much time as I would need to start the build. So maybe in the month of December, I'm just going to get all my wood, buy everything, and then hopefully in the new year I can start building it. And even when I start building it, it's not going to be something that I do overnight or in a week. I'm going to take my time with it to do it right, so it may take months to just build it. But I already have the plans, the blueprints. I already know what type of filtration. Originally, I thought I was going to do combined filtration, but now I'm thinking about doing 2 separate filtration systems for my 350 and for the new tank that will be on this wall. But yeah, that's going to be delayed. But no doubt, I'm going to build this tank. I have the glass already, and these fish are growing, and pretty soon they're going to need a larger aquarium. So that is something that is going to happen, just not as soon as I would have hoped. But everyone, this is just a quick look at what's going on as of today. And as always, let me know what you guys think about what you saw today. Any suggestions as far as my tanks, let me know. As always, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.